agenda. Comments should be limited to issues and items germane to the business of the governing body. The commission will not discuss or debate these items, nor will the commission make decisions on items presented during this time. Members of the public will be limited to 3 minutes for their comments. Go ahead.
I'm back again.
No, that's good.
Hello. So I don't know if you guys were paying attention to what was going on around town today. ICE hit us today. We had neighbors kidnapped. You know, the hypothetical of if they're going to come here is no longer if, it is now. They are here, and they are grabbing our neighbors. So the question emerges is, number one, what are you going to do to get our people back home? Because we know that those detention centers are not habitable. They don't feed people properly. We have cases of people definitely going without meds, people dying there, people being tortured and raped and killed. They're concentration camps, pure and simple. There's no argument, there's no discussion to be had. They are concentration camps. So what are you going to do to get our people back? And number two, what are you going to do when they murder a member of the public or assault a member of the public? Are we going to arrest them? It's like, can we at least hold them for 24 hours for a crying out loud? If they put a bullet through my skull tomorrow, are you gonna at least hold them for 24 hours? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Nick Totten, 66047. Been here every single week, echoing the exact same thing that the previous commenter had said. Right now, as of this moment, we have 2 Haskell students who have been detained. We have 4 individuals from El Portro, workers who were detained at their office. We have ICE agents that have come into Burt Nash and accosted the help at that location. We have a Lawrence resident who has captured on film an assault of themselves, just observing ICE's activities in town. So the statement of what are we going to do when they assault Lawrence residents, that's already happened as well. We are here. What are we going to do? I know that we've tried to make a statement in the past that we've had a city ordinance that was passed that was then overturned by the state. I know that's a thing that we can sit here and, wring our hands at, but the fact of the matter is the rubber has met the road, and we have to figure out what we're going to do about it. I think that if ICE agents are violating the laws of the land, we are perfectly within our rights to imprison them for doing so. I think, as I've said before, we should be denoting that the police department is there to enforce the civil liberties of the residents of Lawrence as a whole. That implies all civil liberties, including the protections for immigration enforcement. So, if we don't have a signed warrant from a judge to determine that a specific individual needs to be removed because they are violating the law of the United States, then the ICE agent is violating the laws of the United States and needs to be imprisoned, detained, arrested, however you want to go about it. There are laws that we can do. The city of Lawrence does not approve of the decisions that are being done by the federal government. It is time for malicious compliance. It is time to make sure that we are following every little jot and tittle of the law to make sure that we are protecting everybody here. Let's do it. You have the power. Let's make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rowan Shuring, 66044. I wanted to, again, bring it to y'all's attention that public comment should be more accessible for people who would like to come in and talk to you. It is 10:35 p.m. And general public comment consistently doesn't start until very late in the evening. Like the last time I came to make general public comment, it was, I think, around 9 p.m. And that's just not going to be possible for the majority of people. I really think that it's important to either have public comment at the beginning of the meeting generally, or have it at least available at the beginning of the meeting at least once a month. I think ideally it would be every meeting, because there are a lot of issues that people want to talk to you about that are pressing, like they were just talking about ICE. You know, that's something that just happened today. And I think it's important for people to have this as an avenue to bring things to your attention and to bring things to the attention of the general public, because this is something that people are going to look at who may not and learn about and hear about issues that they might not otherwise not have heard. I also wanted to talk a little bit more about the issue with the residency policy requirement for people to unhoused people to access shelter. And one of the ones that I haven't really seen people discuss much is an issue where, because it specifically has to be a Douglas County residential address, people cannot use documents that have the shelter's address on it or the homeless resource center's address on it, which is where a lot of homeless people receive their mail, as proof of Douglas County residency. So if someone has only been using, like has been chronically homeless and only had the shelter as their mailing address for the last several years, they can't prove that they're a Douglas County resident. Thank you.
Anyone else here? When they come?
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Dominique, and I wanted to follow up with some of the commenters earlier who talked about ICE. They have been confirmed here today. They were also confirmed a little bit earlier in the week too as well. But we had 5 individuals forcefully kidnapped today. The Sanctuary Alliance has confirmed the following activity and the events. So between 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. this morning, one person was detained behind the CVS on 23rd Street. At 7 a.m., one person was detained at Rev City Church on Wakarusa. At 7:30, an individual was pulled over by ICE to verify their citizenship by Hillcrest Elementary School. At 8:30 in the morning, one person was detained at the Hobby Lobby and El Portro parking lot on 34th and Iowa. At 9 in the morning, one person was detained at the Raising Cane's parking lot on 25th and Iowa. And at an unknown time, one person was detained at 25th and Louisiana. This is horrific, and this was coming. This wasn't something that we should be surprised by, because we saw the activity going on in Kansas City. What I'm a little bit surprised by is the fact that the city doesn't seem to have a response. And I don't know if something got updated between maybe 5 o'clock today and the commission meeting, but I didn't see any response by the city except for the police department saying that they weren't technically involved in this because they weren't allowed to be involved in immigration. And they had their statement and code of conduct. But other than that, I hadn't seen anything by the city, and I'm actually very shocked and surprised because this is very violent and very horrific. And it was in broad daylight too, and it was near our schools, and it was near places where people work, and it was documented so many times. I mean, there were other individuals who were accosted too. They weren't physically detained by ICE, but there were people that were being yelled and screamed at and threatened, and we have video of this. It's circulating all over our local social media. So I'm confused. I'm worried. I don't know what to do as an individual except to help the people I know and spread information without spreading misinformation. But I do remember when the city had put up the ordinance 7599 at the beginning of the year, where we were worried about losing federal funding for our infrastructure. And in doing so, we would kind of negate some of the ordinances that we had for protection of individuals who would be considered DEI. And I want us to remember what the response of the city was to that, and how many people were very pissed off about that, and how that it got removed from the agenda before it came up before the city commission. So I would really like the city commission, I know you guys can't do anything maybe today or whatever, but we need a statement. We need something. Give us a bone to work with. We need to have an affirmation that not only are our citizens caring for each other, we're doing community work, but we need to have the city say something, because at this point, ICE is already here. It does not matter what we say anymore. Any threats that were going to happen to us, it's already happened. Like Nick said, it's already here. So thank you for your time. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Patrick Ross, 66049. Had a first time occurrence today in my life. Rode my bicycle down to the city commission meeting, as I normally do when it's warm. And I had my 81-year-old stepfather, Purple Heart recipient from Vietnam, text me to confirm that I made it to the city commission meeting. And I clarified with him why, and he was concerned that I was going to get picked up by an ICE agent, which personally, I didn't think I was in a very high risk category. I'm a white, privileged male from Lawrence, Kansas, born and raised. But my mother is from Mexico, so there could be some mistake there. I don't know. But I think the larger point is that a veteran of our country who gave everything that he could now lives in the land of the free, in which that is a concern of his stepson, who is an American citizen. I speak fluent Spanish. I've lived in Los Angeles. I lived in a very strong Latino part of town. And I will tell you this, that many of the undocumented that I came across in Los Angeles are amazing people. And that's what I would say to anyone who is concerned with this issue. During COVID, I grew vegetables on the land outside of my residence, and I had an 80-year-old man come and help me to pull weeds and taught me what weeds I could turn into a tea. And so I would say that at this point, as we have federal officials coming into the state of Kansas, instead of the billions of dollars being put into arming that force in the United States, as they are welcomed here in Kansas, I would point to issues with farming, that perhaps the very individuals that they are removing from our lands could offer them and assist them in, because the farmers of America are dealing with a great many issues. And I think that that's an issue that we could devote a great deal of money to, and something that I hope this city commission can turn to as far as looking around us and the wealth surrounding us and our local organic sustainable agriculture. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comment in the room? How about online?
Yeah, we do have two.
Okay.
Jeffrey Hepler.
Hello again, everyone. Jeffrey Hepler, 66044. So much for your time. I honestly don't have too much to say after the last commenters. You've heard all you've needed to hear. First of all, we know that public comment is a contentious issue. And the fact that it was pushed to the end of all of the meetings cuts out so many people. And you all know it. So why did you vote for it? Please rescind it. Secondly, yes, ICE is here. I spoke of it weeks ago, and the fear that it brought upon my own family members who are directly affected. Not only that, my school has now had to develop protocols for when masked, armed men arrive at our doors. Do something. Thank you.
Julie Jones?
Am I here?
Oh my gosh.
It's it.
You.
Julie Jones, 66047. I'm going to advocate to put the, thank goodness I'm retired because I would never stay up for this otherwise. Put the public comment back to the beginning when you had more people involved in the situation. I think the purpose of putting it at the end kind of failed. And so just put it back at the beginning. My other comment is in response to people fearing ICE and their concept and comments about that. People have known for a long time that they were here illegally. And I know that it's put a great bit of fear in people, the thinking about I'm going to be forced to leave because I'm here illegally. They don't like people doing something like that. But some people have had 20 years to get their legalization in place. And it's not until someone forced them to that suddenly now this organization is bad. Some of the things I've seen on video, yes, I was like, oh, that was not good. But for the most part, sometimes you got to catch all the fish to get the bad fish out of the batch. And if they're coming to individual places to pick up people, they have names. It's not like they're randomly driving down the street and going, oh, what about you? They have got names of people who they are seeking out and know where they are. And there's things about people we may not even know about their background. They might be very nice to us, but they might have a background of some criminal history that we certainly don't know about. So unfortunately, yeah, it's here and it's going to stay here for a while until they complete their mission. And I say, if you're going to protest, stay on the sidewalks where it's safe. Don't go be out in the streets and trying to block them because that's scary. That's all I got. Thank you.
Chris Flowers?
Hi, this is Chris Flowers, and I just want to say, I think if I was in charge of public comment, I would do like 30 minutes at the beginning of the meeting, and then if there were more people than that, let them speak at the very end. I see benefits in both, but I think there should be an option to give public comment at the beginning of the meeting. But also what I think we really need is to go back to broadcasting the meetings as they happen and public comment. So I just want to put that out there, that if we're going to be looking at public comment, let's look at broadcasting the meeting. Because here's the thing, I used to be able to skip out on the meeting and have it on YouTube and then just keep track of what's going on, and when I need to actually tune in to see what I'm most interested in. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about is I saw this article that the library is going to be fundraising to build a pavilion on their and the article said on their lawn, and that lawn they're talking about is the one that they're leasing from the city. And I'm just wondering, have you all been talking to them? Because I think the lease agreement, they need permission from the city to be building stuff on that, I think. And it's just weird. How are they going to be fundraising for a project if they don't own the land and they're leasing it? Are you all planning on like giving them the land? It's just it baffles me. Like, how would they be doing this when they don't own the land? They don't have I don't think they have an official agreement that they can be building stuff yet from the city, but they're already fundraising for this project. So I'm just letting y'all know I'm going to be keeping track of this, because I think someone might be in cahoots or something, because I think it's suspicious. I think that we might be planning on giving the library that land. Thank you.
You have one more, Mayor. I'm just
Okay.
trying to get him moved over. There we go. Earl Bates. Earl Bates.
Mr. Bates, we can't hear you if you're trying to speak. You can unmute.
I can call Earl Zoom.
How about that? Does that work?
There you go. We can hear you now.
Okay, great. Hi. Yes, Earl Bates. Thanks again for your hard work. It's late night. I agree with, just want to chime in. Yes, the public comments should be figured out somehow earlier on in the evening. I know it's a problem, but you'd have more input, I believe, if the citizens knew they could get there and not have to stay up so late. So I agree with all that. So best you can do that. The other is on this issue about ICE. There's not a whole lot more to say about the fact that they're here. It's a huge problem. It's so un-American. It's right out of a really bad movie that I never thought that I'd have to see. So here we are in this situation, and we have nobody else to turn to really right now than you guys. You're in charge of the city, and I hope you can come up with something, some kind of a response, something to get ICE out of here, or at least get them to take their masks off and all that. So everyone's passing the buck on this, but we rely on you. And my main comment is just do something about this ICE here in Lawrence. I never thought I'd see it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That's all the comments.
Okay. Look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Courtney, second by Commissioner Devos. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 5-0. 7 minutes ahead of.
I guess, has anybody ever said no to an adjournment?
Thank you.
Just kidding.
Several times.
Amber's
Several
voted
times.
yes, before.
Several times.